Should we turn it up a little bit? Yeah, we'll keep it right about there. We like to keep our gains nice and clean. 1 screen, 2 screen, 3 screen, blue screen. That's not always a good thing, but it is Friday. If you got the joke, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to have an epic show tonight. And I just got back from a car show, literally 20 minutes ago. So I'm going to tell you about it. And, of course, ask me anything. It's Friday. We're going to have an awesome show. And I'll see you guys in a second. I want to see it. What is going on, everyone? I got something to show you, though, first. Check this out. Check this out. Sound like a bass song.
Question about subs.
Got you.
I don't want to interrupt you.
No, you're good. And we are back. What is going on? Sorry, switcher problems. Gotta love them. Technology at its finest. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. That's how I feel today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got a lot of people in here tonight. I went out to go get some Santa Claus pictures, and Scott's on vacation, so we didn't have the Rolling Thunder podcast. And I've been seeing these notifications pop up about local car shows that are at night around my area on a Friday night. And I'm like, man, I always go live. And didn't have to go live tonight. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go check it out. It's right down the road, and I had a good time. Got to meet a few new bass heads, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Thank you guys for tuning in. What is up, everyone? William, what's up, buddy? Hey, living loud with Andy, late Friday night for the win. You are a rock star. Keep doing what you do. Thank you, man, and it's great to just be here and firing on 3.5 cylinders tonight, but we are here one step at a time, and you know what, it's just great to be able to do these shows for you guys, and something to do on a Friday night, and it's fun. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Appreciate that you are here. Jeff Wallace, I don't see my name scrolling. You're gonna have to shoot me a message on Facebook, bro. I've been holding out for you for a while. I'm like, I don't know if he's coming back. I don't know. I mean, there are 2 ways to get your name scrolling. One, obviously, be a Patreon, and 2, on my Discord. If you're over level 10 on the Discord, I have a experience points little thing. Something fun for you guys. You know, all you gotta do is just have conversations, and then you can get your name here. So it's awesome to do that. And yeah, Jeff, definitely get back to me, man. Thank you, guys. Okay, so 25 is actually hanging out with Bobby B. So, I mean, hey, I didn't see that one coming, but you know what? If you guys are live in Disney World, I mean, Disneyland, there's a difference. That is awesome. 25 vacation, right? Scott's on vacation, everyone's on vacation, and 25 is in Disneyland. And you know what? We got a few in Kicker Club. I put this stream through Kicker Club by accident. I usually just keep it for Tuesdays. So there's that. But I got it here. And I got a few questions here. This is Michael Blair. And I did actually save his question. Michael Blair said, when is the L7X gonna drop? You know, man, this question... I get it a lot, and it's my fault too. I put out like 2 or 3 videos about the L7X release dates and stuff like that, and obviously you guys just want to know, and they don't always talk about it on the Unmasked show, and that's, here we are. So, when is the L7X coming out? I mean, honestly, from what I know, hopefully we should be here around January, February, Q1, like, you know, right then and there. So, long as all goes to plan, that is when you're going to be able to get this product and stuff along those lines. Now, the amps, I don't know for sure. I would imagine that they would come out at the same time. Just like, you know, we always were talking about, are they going to make an amp for the Solo or the L7X? And, well, yeah. And maybe that's a little bit of the holdup, too, just so that you guys can get amplifiers with your subwoofers in one purchase. Maybe the sub's already done. Who knows? But you know how Kicker is, man. They want to make sure that when they make a product that it's going to be right and readily available when they say it is. Man, you know, I cannot count how many times we see products that are being, you know, sold and they're out of stock. And not Kicker, but other brands. Like, the PS5 is just... I know it's Sony and whatever, but it's like, man, is that the best explanation of what kind of not to do and what Kicker doesn't do? They don't want to say, oh yeah, here you go get it. Good luck finding it on the shelf. But it is available when it's in stock, and I don't think that's something that they want to do. So hopefully as soon as possible, man. Michael Blair, yeah, absolutely, man. You know what? I'm excited, and when they are here, you guys aren't even going to realize how long it took. Okay, maybe a little bit. It'd be like, damn, they are here, finally. But you will forget. I'm telling you guys. Thank you, guys. Kicker Clock Kibo. Yes, he is the Kicker Clock Kibo. I mean, it goes. What's up, Dub? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Jeff Wallace, super chat don't count. You know, I feel bad because I know there are some people that super chat that may not be a Patreon, and I get it. I totally get it. I kind of wanted to do something for the people that super chatted. It's kind of hard with YouTube because they don't like categorize things. If there was some way I could categorize something and, you know, do something for that, just for the super chatters, you know, because you guys are the ones supporting this, making this stuff kind of happen and everything along the lines. So, right. And it's not that I don't support you, man. I really do. And I literally have that just for the Patreons only. I mean, dude, throw it on for $1. I'll put you on there. You know what I mean? It's nothing crazy. And I get it. Life happens, man. And honestly, YouTube takes a lot from super chats, man. They really do. They take 30%. Patreon only takes like 5%, depending. I'm on level 10 and a Patreon. All right, I got to update that. Thank you, Kibo. Appreciate that, man. Past 2 days I've been working on this computer a lot. I haven't really been able to get on Discord and just kind of work back to work and, the life. I try to jump on when I can. I am there for DMs, though, if you guys want to get a hold of me there and Patreon. But I think, honestly, the Discord is the easy way to go. I'm not going to lie. I'm not telling you guys to throw me money, man. Discord, if you want to get a hold of me, it's a little bit easier. The Patreon app isn't very great with messaging. But the support. It's the support and the behind-the-scenes stuff. There's some stuff on there that no one else really sees or ever sees. 25 question, Andy, will you buy the gold letter kickers? Absolutely, man. I just want to have a part of history because it is, the big 50th anniversary, and I want to be able to get all these products to display to you people, and it's just to show it off and to have it for myself, and that's the best part of doing what I'm doing right here, right now. That I get to get these things because of what I'm doing, not just because it's a hobby on the side. So I am truly blessed to be able to do this, because you know how hard it is to ask your significant other, hey, can I buy some more subs, and being able to do this makes it happen a lot easier, and I got a really good excuse to do so. So absolutely, man. Damn, we got a $50 super chat. You're making me almost swear over here. Jason Grant, thank you so much. $50 super chat. 25 because you are freaking awesome, and 25 because your followers keep rocking. Man, you cannot say it better. The people in the chat, people following me, just being here, hanging out, they are awesome, man. And thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you. I know that you're watching, and thank you so much for being here and supporting. It is awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Shoot. It's raining. 25 says Grant is making it rain. We got Dan Current. Not today, Dan. Not today. Thanks for tuning in, man. All right, let me scroll down here. It's all about emulators. Get a Mini Genesis 2. Emulators are cool. That's why I actually use an emulator to show you guys the iPhone apps or Android apps, whatever team you're on. Absolutely, man. I need to actually download that, and something else on this computer too. It's like moving out of your house. El Fuego, I know you just moved recently, and it's hard to transition and move everything over from your one house to your other house. And we're almost moved out, but the U-Haul's still sitting outside. So there's a few things that still need to come along. Andy, gold letter kickers, Geo Metro coming soon. You know what? I think that would be perfect. The Geo isn't the prettiest car, but I'm out of cars. I mean, the Cookie Monster Eclipse, Kayla's going to have L7Xs. She's already got Comp Cs in there. And Pilot, Quad Box. Geo has the dual build, but right now it has the Walmart build. But as soon as I'm done filming that Walmart build is coming out. I did a little bit of testing over the week with the Walmart build, and that video will be coming very, very soon. I kind of don't like it. I feel like you could get so much more value out of your system if you didn't power those door speakers with the amp and you just purchased an amplifier straight for the subwoofer, because I feel like you really don't gotta power your mids and highs more than a head unit has until you hit around 138, 142 dBs to be able to keep up with the bass. And it's just, I feel like it's a little counterintuitive. You can make your ears bleed with it, don't get me wrong. It works, and it gives you a little bit more finesse, and down the road you could always upgrade your door speakers, because I feel like that is the crutch. That is the weakest link in that build, is the door speakers are just bad. They don't need more than 5 watts going to them. They don't want, and I got like, I don't know, 40 going to each. Like RMS, it's bad. But it works. It sounds good if you dial it in, add a little bit of DSP stuff, but hey, I mean, honestly, that would be perfect for that car, 212s of the gold letters, and in a sealed box, man, or maybe ported, who knows. I would probably rather run sealed. I'd have to look at the specs to see what kind of enclosures that those gold letter speakers would like, and then go from there. But knowing how Kicker speakers are, you know, yes, some lean more towards ported and sealed, but a lot of them do work very well in both enclosures and wide ranges, which is crazy. Because if you look at so many other speaker manufacturers, they have real small windows. You know, they'll be like, oh yeah, 1.5 to 2.5 cubes ported. And then Kicker, it's like, oh, 2 to 4 or 3 to 6 cubes. And it's like, whoa, that is a huge window. But I feel like it has to do a lot with just how they design their solo barrack, solo type of drivers, where it has a lot of motor force and good BL and all that kind of stuff that makes a Kicker sub a Kicker sub. So I feel like that may be a bigger contributing factor, not including that the square ones because they're more cone area. Yes, but if you look at a CVX, they're still going to want a lot of cone area, a lot of enclosure too. So it all really, it's crazy to think about the wide windows that Kicker speaker specs can handle. And that's why, you know, they work in so many different types of enclosures, since they do have that wide window. If you get the sealed box right, I'm sure it'll work great, just alongside like it would with the ported, maybe with a smaller window, or just, you know, not too many trade-offs. It's crazy, man. It's crazy to think about. One thing I always get in the, you know, hey, this says this, what kind of box should I put it in? I'm like, well, I would go bigger if you want a lot of SPL, but if you want tight bass and you don't got much space, then you can run it in a small sealed and it's going to sound awesome. It's going to sound awesome. All right, let's see here. Let me catch up to the comments. Andy is like, Kayla, I need to sub, please. That's how I was with the quad box on the way home from Slamology. Soon as I heard you could buy them online, I'm like, it's done. It's happening. I'm sorry. We have 3 rows, but we don't need them all. They can pack like sardine land in the second row. They'll be fine. It's got plenty of leg room in there. Hi, bye, Dev. Where's Deviant? We can't even start this. Okay. Sup, y'all? Checking in for the attendance. He's got 99.9% attendance here. Have a great stream. I'm out. Thank you for tuning in, Deviant. I wish you could hang out longer, but at least you are here. Absolutely. Lamont Drew, what do you think of the Jensen XDA9RB amp? Is that the Jensen from Walmart, the Bluetooth one? If it is, funny fact, at the show that I was just at right now, a guy was telling me about how he tried running that Jensen amp and he said it was bad, that he couldn't figure it out. And I feel like that may be a problem with it being a Bluetooth, you know, of setting your gain, setting your crossover. I get it. It's awesome. It's cool, but it's something that's almost not needed. You know, it's like, it's a good idea, but it's not practical. And I can see that why. Now, the power handling, Jensen, they do rate it. Quality, it's there. I mean, if you look at the Jensen 600 or the 1000 or 1200, I forget which is which, very, very identical to the Dual and very identical to the DS18 type amplifiers. They all look the same. Now, do they have the same parts inside? Most likely, maybe some variant differences of each, but probably the same board, same kind of setup. Are they bulletproof? Maybe, maybe not. I haven't really ran them through the paces. But another guy that was there, I ran into a few bass heads, man, and one guy had Kicker, and it was cool. It was cool. But the other guy said that he had his Pioneer and he tapped the 2 connections, blew the Pioneer. It was like the 9801, you know, the monoblock, the very good Pioneer that they have. And it blew, and because I asked him, I was like, what kind of amp is it? You know, and I was like, waiting for not Kicker, because I just feel like Kicker has very good built-in circuitry, and they're pretty bulletproof. And even Boss, I give Boss, you know, credit, man. They make bulletproof amps. They might not do rated, and they're not very efficient, and they're not really good for the amount of money that you're paying for the power you're getting, but they are indestructible. And I feel like a lot of companies pull back on the safeness of how, dumb you can run your amplifier. Are you a big dummy? If you are, you might blow this amp, but you're getting more power for less money. So what do I think of that amp? I mean, it has its place. It's very, I wouldn't say cliche, but it's pretty neat. How it has like different Bluetooth settings. Like that's pretty cool on an app. Could it be weird? Sure. And it lights up and it does all kind of stuff, and it's like $100. You can't really go wrong. I was telling the guys up there, he's like pretty much saying like, what should I get? And those are big questions, because it's like, well, let me tell you. Let me tell you my life, and then tell me what you think. So you try to like kind of scrunch it down into an edible kind of sentence, and it's like, all right, well, listen, you're going to get what you pay for. Some things you might pay for that you don't even need, and you might not be too happy with it for the amount of money you put into it. So it all depends. But if you want something that's going to work pretty good, man, yeah, I push kicker and whatever, but they make good stuff, and they got some pretty good, mid-tier stuff that isn't way too expensive, and it's a hell of an investment, and it's going to last you. And I was just talking about door speakers. I wasn't even talking about, subs and stuff. And it's crazy. So, every product has its place. It really does, man. It really, really does. I'm going to have to catch up on the comments. I see DIY audio guys, and we got a lot of new people in here tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know you see that DeLorean, and then you're like, oh, I got to click. I got to click. Thank you, Bubba. Appreciate you so much, man. Attention Patreon members, you are not limited to the $10 tier. You can make monthly contributions whatever you want, making it rain. Thank you, Bubba. And yes, there is a new tier, but I kind of kept it a secret. There is a new tier just because I had to make a new tier because of one person. I'm not mentioning names. It wasn't you, but thank you, Bubba, so much. You're a rock star too, man. Help me out with all this stuff and just everything. Awesome bass head in the community. Yeah, he's a little indecisive, but that's a good trait because it's like you really want to find what you really like. You don't settle for less, and you can't in life. You don't want to be too picky, but it's good to have some taste, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. Got Brian Townsend up in here. What is up? Jeff Wargo, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. What does the quad box do in your ride, Andy? Well, I need to re-meter that actually, because it turns out I had very low pre-out voltage going to the amplifiers. The key was, or the kiss lock, key lock. The key lock was putting out good pre-out voltage. And what I was doing was I was cutting the voltage in half by using a splitter instead of daisy chaining the RCAs from amp to amp, which gave me all my pre-out voltage back. And with a stock head unit and tuning, it was just, I was really limiting myself. So I need to remeter it. I did get a 150.4 clamping 3600 watts at 47 hertz in the kick, Outlaw. And whenever I meter it not wired down, I'm only clamping 1800 or 1700 watts, and I'm doing a 48.7. So you can see where, doubling my power, I'm still getting 2, almost 3 dB gains, but how small of a difference it is. Every setup has that threshold of where it's really getting a lot of SPL for the power, and then you start to hit that crescendo or peak, and then it's like the dividends are just, they're not paying out as much as you're putting in. And that's kind of everything. That's just physics, man. And there's more to it than just that. If I had that box in a car that was stripped down and maybe a smaller SUV and differently shaped, I could be 2 dBs louder on every watt. The way that I have it set up, where I have a fold down third row seat still installed, it's not practical, but it works. I don't care. I pull the quad box out, and if I really wanted to, pull that seat up and have someone sit there. Batteries are not sitting there by the floor. Keep your feet to the side. You're good. All the connections are nice and tight. But at the same time, that's why I'm not as loud as everybody else on a quad box, and it's taking more power to do so. But you can see how much power that quad box can take. Now, can it take it 24/7? I wouldn't say that much. what I have it at, it's kind of perfect. You know, I get a little bit of clippy, but I am giving that person the beans, man. I'm giving it all it got and a little bit of clip, but you know what I mean? It's just, it's music. It's all over the place. So it's kind of hard to tell when you're clipping on music rather than just a note because it's all over the place. You might clip earlier because it's pulling more power at a lower note and your electrical is not holding up, so then it's forcing the amplifier to clip. And that's one thing people don't think about when they're setting their gains. When they're setting their gains, they have it, you know, at 40 hertz and their voltage is dropping. If they even hook it up like that, a lot of people set their gains with no voltage drop in mind. Now, if your electrical is stout, you're never going to have a problem and you can set your gains with it connected or not. But voltage drop is a real thing and you will clip earlier than you normally would. Just how it goes, man. We got some super chats up in the house. I'm feeling a lot better, you know, like the drainage is entirely gone. Feeling really good, you know. David Kalasic, thank you for tuning in, man, with a $20 super chat. Do not forget to hit the like. This guy, if he finds out that you didn't hit the like and you come back on the next stream, he's going to find out. I'm telling you, he is always telling people to smash that like and he will find out. Thank you so much, Dave. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Appreciate that you are here tonight. And of course, we got the OG Caboose Cornut, $10 super chat. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Thanks for the reminder, Koslik. See, he's letting everybody know, man. Appreciate you guys. I really, really do. Cornut, I hope you're doing good. Can't wait to get some more stuff from you guys, man. You know, one step at a time. We're going to be firing on all 4 cylinders. Who knows? Might be upgraded to a V8 after all this, man. I'm excited. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys are nuts. All right, DIY audio guy, what's up, Justin? Boss must be doing something right. Been using the same business model for decades. If it was not working for them, they would change or go under. You know, where else can you find an amplifier that does 1500 watts for 63 bucks? You know, and that is I would say the people that think that that number means something, that 1500 watts on that amp, outnumber us by tenfold. Us watching, doing this stuff, you know, that actually know a little bit about car audio more than just RMS and, you know, hooking up 2 subs or whatever the level it may be, because we all start somewhere, but there are more of those people than us. And I mean, if you look at an amp and you see power, you know, it's like, okay, you know, just like me with these computers, you know, and these graphic cards and all these numbers, and I'm like, well, what's a 580 compared to a 6650? You know, is it the same thing? Is it 8 gig, 4 gig? I don't know what these numbers mean. Does it have more numbers? Does it mean that it's a bigger graphics card? i7, i9, Intel processor, 8 core, 12 core? I have no idea, you know, and it's just, that is what's great about what we do here to help those people, because I needed help with this, man. I'm struggling because I understand. I know my email password, and that's about as far as it goes with computers. So it's just, it's crazy. And that's why they sell so much, because there's a lot more people like that than us, period. And, you know, it's not like people are returning the product saying, oh man, my amp caught on fire. I ran this on 4 subs and one was inverted backwards, and I had my speaker wire on my positive power wire, and the amp caught on fire. That amp's not going to catch on fire. It's just going to shut off, you know? and that's the thing. So they think that they get quality. They think they get 1500 watts, and that's how it goes, man. And you know what? I don't knock on them. I just wish they would come out with like some bigger stuff too. That'd be cool. Ymir, thank you for tuning in. Solo X, yes, I love the Solo X. It's my favorite speaker of Kicker. I don't think that's going to change. Even the new ones, I think they're awesome and great. I don't know, man. It's just I just love it. You know, it's hard. Nostalgia is strong, you know, and that's why so many people, and I hate it. Oh, Kicker was so much better in the 90s. And I'm like, not really. Like, okay, but not really. You know, they have made products way better. You know, I just see that old style speaker as like a speaker almost equivalent to what I would have in my house, like a home speaker. It's not aggressive. It's not big power handling. It's not some, SQ mastermind of the time. Absolutely, yes. And you could make a lot of bass in a small space, and that was the greatest thing about the Solo Barrack technology. Just having as much motor force and more X-Max and being able to be in a smaller box. And I feel like a lot of people have jumped on that bandwagon. You know, you see a lot of these drivers today that are not overpowered, but a lot of power handling. They require a smaller box, and that's just how it goes. And you just pack them up, you put as many as you can fit in your wall, and you're good to go. And that's kind of what it is. Love me some Solo X, man. 29 minutes, I feel like I've been on here for an hour. Been going. 25, you know it's always raining here. It's always raining. It's a little bit of drizzle, but it's raining. It's raining tonight, man. Oh, we got another super chat. I can't miss the super chats. Bobby, I am loving the PC. I am loving it. Like McDonald's. Loving it. Matt G, thank you, dude, for a $10 super chat. 10 for 10 volts. So you forgot the 0.9. Isn't there like a 0.9 on there or something like that? Man, my Geo be loving 10 volts. It'd be loving it. And I only have that Pioneer amp on it. Nothing else. 8 gauge wire, stock battery, stock alt. I turn those headlights on and that AC on. Again, thank you, man. Turn the headlights on and the AC on. I'm already sitting at 11.9. It's bad, man. It's real bad. You put an amp on there, it's done. It's done. You know what? I feel bad. I rewatch these, and a lot of times I miss people's comments on Facebook because Facebook is a little bit behind compared to YouTube as the live stream, at least in my opinion. At least it was. I don't know if it still is. But the comments take a lot longer to come up. I think 30 seconds after you post. It takes a while. So if you got YouTube, you got a YouTube account, make one, follow me on YouTube and watch there. One, you get the notifications a little bit better. I feel like Facebook kind of saturates stuff. And, you know, it just, YouTube is a better profile thing to watch it on. I don't know. It's just my opinion. And I get to see all your guys' comments because I do scroll past a few sometimes just to keep the conversation going. Little Miss Indecisive. Yes. Yes. Jeff, you're already making it rain, buddy. Already making it rain. Stu, what is up? Thank you for tuning in, man. Yeah, so anyway, with the car show that I went to, I went there at about like 8:10. I was there for maybe an hour. I got there, and as soon as I pull up, I didn't think I was going to recognize anyone, just because it's like 3 different car crews, and, you know, it was like Toys for Tots kind of thing, and, you know, they're on that that car community app that I just started, you know, whatever. And I was like, man, there's really shows in my backyard, so I need to go to that. And as soon as I pulled up, Brenton Stein, my buddy from Team SP Loud, literally came right up, and he was like, I heard the bass coming. I brought, you know, Quadzilla, and he's like, I heard the bass, and then I seen the sticker. I knew it was you. I'm like, oh, dude, that's awesome, man. Thanks for being here. So I'm not knowing anyone, but as soon as I got there, I ran into like 3 or 4 other people that I already knew that were local, and one guy that I actually met at a gas station, no joke, so like 2 a.m, man, 3 months ago, when I was on a moped ride and helping him out with his system. So he's got his system running now, and he just had some questions on like, why is my sub smelling? I'm like, that's clipping, that's just too much power, man. You're good. And, you know, my thing, I always tell people, I'm like, if it sounds too good, it's probably too loud, and turn it down a click and you'll be okay. Do you drive your car 100 miles an hour down the road because it can? No, because eventually your car's going to overheat, or your tires, something's going to happen. You know, it's just not meant to do that all the time. Now, within reason, you know, and people can say, oh, well, my sub, I can go all day on it. Well, yeah, because it needs more. It needs more, and it could have more potential output if it had more, and how long can it keep that up? You know, so it kind of goes hand in hand with that kind of stuff. But I just kind of helped them out with that, and I checked things over. I didn't have my DD1 or anything fancy like that with me, but, you know, just looking at it, making sure it's okay, and just kind of talking to him. And I got to give him a demo of the quad box and As soon as I did that, people just started crowding. There was like 15 people. I wish I had the camera out for that. I did not get that. People were like, what the heck is that? Oh, man. I got someone in Kicker Club. Hi, Mom and Aaliyah. Thank you for tuning in. Miss you guys. Love you guys. I'm trying to see who this is. It's not popping up. But anyway, do you think the Solo X is better than the L7X? Now, I love that word better. I just love it because there is no such thing as one sub that is better than the other, because in one application, one sub is going to outperform the other. It just is. Now, outperform how? SPL? Okay, it might be a little different story, but everything kind of has its place. And you can't compare a zebra to a cheetah. You just can't. But we're not comparing a zebra to a cheetah. You know, the old Solo X and the new Solo X, the L7X family. Now, from what you guys know, compare it. I'm going to tell you this. The old Solo X is going to be more efficient than the new one. Why? These are lighter drivers, less power handling, because if you look at the 10 and 12 of this series, was 2500 RMS and a 3-inch coil. Now, it's the same size coil as the new one, correct, but they rated their stuff a little bit differently back then. Honestly, I would give the old Solo X 10 and 12 an RMS rating of like 1500, maybe 2000, a little bit less. And this new one is rated at 2000. And that's another thing. People are like, the new Solo X has a lower RMS rating. Well, they kind of, they poured some gravy on that old RMS rating. So you look at that, and then you look at the Excursion. The new one has what, 33 inches of X-Max, or 33 inches, that's a lot. 3.3 inches or something like that. That's a lot of Excursion for a woofer. And you look at these have like an inch. And I just, or, you know, it's 33, no, it's not 3.3, maybe both ways. 33 millimeters, I forget which, because this one is 24 or 26, I forget. I'm gonna have to look at it, but it's like literally almost double the Excursion of this one. And with all that Excursion, yes, you can have more output for the same amount of surface area, and that is the point of the new Solo X. It's gonna have more potential. You know, it's going back and forth further, and to do so, it's going to take more power, because to do that and go that far and stay linear and work properly, it's going to need better suspension. Stiffer suspension, and honestly, thicker material to keep the surround from bending. Do you see some of the woofers out there on videos where the guy's going full tilt? And it's not even just on videos, like in person, you can see that like ripple effect, and it's like not healthy. You know, that's not a surround that's kind of doing its job, you know, and that is what they don't want to happen. So, I'm not saying it's better. It's just going to be more potential. It's going to take more power, but knowing Kicker, and it's been, what, 15 years or so since they created this. So, obviously, they're, you know, up their ante on, I don't even know, technology and research and development. They know what works and what doesn't work and how to make something better and work smoother. They just got better. So, is it going to be entirely inefficient? No. It's going to be good. Who knows? You know, they have not produced the final TS specs. I've seen preliminary TS specs, and it's not far off, at least efficiency-wise, in my opinion. But there's a lot to it, you know, and more than just efficiency numbers to be like, oh, is that a super efficient sub, or, you know, whatever. And which one is better? You know, this L7X, this new one, is going to stomp on it. It might take a little bit more power, but it's going to want more power, and then when you give it more power, it's going to just surpass this one. It's going to. Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see, did I miss any other super chats? No. Okay, cool. Let me scroll back up here for a second. Justin, I am looking forward to the new gold letters. Google notification. I am looking forward to the new gold letter kickers. Definitely going to grab a few when they drop. Need to get an advanced sample. I like those kind of samples. Absolutely, man. You know, I mean, shoot. I think they're the perfect kind of driver for you because you have the Comp R, I believe. Yeah, you have the Comp R. And, you know, that's a great driver. And they said, you know, it's going to be the tier above and below the Q. So it's right there. And I feel like with your kind of setup, you know, and a lot of setups, it's going to be a musical yet power kind of hungry, but not super hungry. You know, it's not a kicker comp, but it ain't no, you know, L7 or, you know, Q that needs a little bit more power. It's going to be a very well balanced driver, and it's going to sound good. And I feel like it's going to reflect very well on the Kickers 50-year anniversary celebration, man. I think they did great on it. Hopefully January or February. You blow my... Denny Eddie. That's when are the new subs coming? LOL. You get the inside scoop. Yes. But yeah. Of what I can say and what I know, and it's kind of the same thing really. January, February, guys. So Q1. It's really gonna be here. Bubba's always on fire. Alright, let me scroll down here. What's up, Burger King? We got Burger King up in here. That's pretty cool. I love Burger King. Had a double Whopper the other day. Ooh, too much. Way too much. Ooh, there goes the neck. Stu says, I'd vote that it would definitely move hair. Did you guys see the video that Drew posted up of the Bronco build? Nothing crazy, but it was floating some things. Colby! What's up, man? Andy, what sub should Bubba buy? They looking, they watching, they listening? Alright, don't buy kicker. Don't buy kicker. No, I'm just kidding. Buy some kicker, man, like for real. I tried telling them, me and Rob both, L7S all day. But we're going to give the Gately subs a chance, and I think they're going to perform just as well. You know, it's the difference when you have a driver that's going to work really good in your application and changing from one to the other, your performance gains are going to be very minimal. Now, because he had the Type R's that he wasn't really too happy with, I feel like a sub that takes a little bit more power, and I don't know, a Gately box is really going to make and break the system. So you might as well run subs that are from the creator of the enclosure. You can't really get much better than that, because I don't know too many other people that build enclosures and drivers at the same time, other than maybe Kicker, you know, because you see the Kicker prefabs, and I mean Scar, but I mean, come on. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. Yeah. Thank you, Colby! I mean, he could go with the Funky Pups, you know, he could. And I bet you they'd be louder. Just play 50 hertz and up, that's all. He'd be good. Come on, guys. Any more questions? Lamont Drew, thank you for tuning in again. What numbers you think this would do? A 2008, I missed these. I need to make that another show. 2008 Ford Expedition XLT. So you got the big booty Ford Expedition. XLT with the Jensen car, 910 watt, or Sony DSX. Okay, so that's the iPad Pro 4 Scar. Okay, we're going to look at the subs. 4 SDR 18 dual 2s and 4 Scar FS, that's the 6.5s, 4 ohm. VX 175 ST, that's the 4 channel. Jensen, okay, and then 2 Jensen. Man, I just don't know. Hold on. Give me a second. It's Friday. I can do this. Let me look at this Jensen, because you got the 4 SCAR 18s, SDRs. I still need to put mine in a box. So those are 600 RMS a piece. Very nice for the price. You can't beat it. The 15s, I think, are a little bit less RMS. I think 500. But those are the 18s there. So you got exactly what I have, but 4 of them. It's going to get pretty loud, man. At max potential, you could probably be doing like a 53, 52. Let me look at this Jensen, though. Jensen XD A94RB. Okay, that's the Walmart Bluetooth one. Right. Okay, so you got 2 of those. And then you got a 91B. Maybe one is a 4-channel. Yeah, that's 2 4-channels. And a 91RB. What's the 91? 91RB. 91 is the monoblock. So you got one 1200 watt monoblock peak, 600 RMS, and then you got 2 4-channels. Are you running the 4 channels on your subs, or probably not? I mean, you could, but if you're running just that 600 RMS amp on 4 600 watt subs that are 18s, I mean, with the right box, you should be able to do a 42. 44 is kind of pushing it, but it could be there, most definitely. Depends how it's wired. If you're wiring the dirt, you could probably see a little bit more. But it really comes down to the box. You know, if you got them in the prefabs, it might do okay just because it's a higher frequency and not much power, and it's a light driver. Give me more info on that. I'll save that just in case you come back on that. Denny Eddy. I love that name. Denny Eddy. Just literally rolls off the tongue. Another question, any idea when the L7X is going to drop? January, February. That's going to be on the banner next. Yeah, just check the banner, man. January, February. What do you think of the components of the QS? Let's see, who's this? Sean Dizer, thank you for tuning in. That was your question with the L7X again. What do you think of the QS 6.75 components? I heard the 6x9s? QS 6x9 coaxials, I believe. I never heard the components, but the 6.75s, I have the KS series of that in my Pilot, and I love them. And the QS is just going to give you a different, warmer sound. I feel, I take that with a grain of salt, but you know, it's more of an SQ driven woofer, and in having a component setup, you're really having a lot of control of how your system staging and sound is going to be, how it's beaming and hitting your ears, you know, just because you have flexibility of where that tweeter is going to go, you know. And that is the hardest thing in car audio, is because our speakers are, one, not firing towards our face, so they're off axis, and you're relying on time alignment and wave guiding and freaking quarter wave, half wave, and all this stuff, you know. So when you have a component setup, it gives you a lot more flexibility compared to a coaxial, slam it, done. You don't have to worry about it. And but there's limitations, you know. But for your everyday driver, I feel like a coaxial is plenty enough that you'll ever need. I still don't have a component setup, and I could make one in my Eclipse with my speakers, but I just choose not to. I run them just full tilt boogie, you know, and just have a crossover for the lows, you know. So it's nothing crazy. I'm just trying to get the most amount of sound. I'm not trying to get depth per se. And I feel like with the component setup, you can get a lot more depth and, you know, just sound quality traits. But the QS speakers, man, those are the top of the line. Just they're expensive, and it's worth it. It's quality stuff, man. You know, and some products like that may not be what you need. You know, maybe next time you might drop down to the KS or the CS, because maybe you don't see a huge difference, and for your next build, that'll be just suffice, and you might not notice those differences because your setup you may not even care. You know, I just know a lot of people that have some really nice equipment, and maybe they just don't even know what they're really listening for, and maybe they're wasting a little bit of money. It's like, well, maybe you could have went with this, but if you're happy with that, then just run that, you know. And you don't want to deter people, but at the same time, so it's kind of hard to say, you know, what's good and what's not, you know, but Jared Romeo, just because, thank you so much, man. We got a lot of new people in here tonight. It's awesome. And of course, we have all the OGs tuning in, hanging out with us. It's awesome, man. And, you know, I feel better. I've had a crazy week, not going to lie. SJC, Bubba, you know all about it. Crazy week, but everything's going good, man, and you know, we're working here, and you know, it's just, I feel good. I feel healthy. Had the night off yesterday, working on this computer too much. Literally up till what, 5:30 Wednesday night. Oh man, but you know, it's just it's cool to be here. You know, I was looking forward to the show tonight, and you know, whenever I don't do the Rolling Thunder, I do have a little bit more energy. You know, just a little bit. I do stream 3 times a week, just 2 on my show. So it's kind of insane. So thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of the community, man. If you're not already in the Discord, you gotta check them out. The guys will send you the right way. About 4.6 cubic feet per ported sub. Okay, so this is for the Scar SDRs. That's pretty big. That's a nice enclosure for those, if that's it. 25 hertz Xbox 16. Yes. Sounds like a tag name. Blazed Existence. I like the background photo. Solos for life. I see you had a comment up here. Sub enclosures built using finger/box joints. I think that would make for a pretty solid box. Any issues or reasons not building that way? Okay, so you're talking about literally building like little wedges so the pieces go in and they slide right in. I mean, to build a strong box, yes, you have to have good wood, you know, and good corners like that with the joints. But I feel like, you know, doing that, you're never going to have a problem with maybe the baffle coming apart so much because a screw gave out, or because you're drilling into, you know what I'm saying, like a 3/4 inch piece of wood and, you know, it split or something. You don't have to worry so much since that is serrated, or I don't even know, like a wedge is cut out. I think that's what you're talking about. You know, where it just kind of, you know, you have like a U and then you have another part and you go like that and it just kind of sits in there. And I know a lot of furniture is like that, and I'm sure you can do that. If you want to take the extra steps, it's not going to hurt you. But is it really worth it? I've never built a box like that. I've seen them. But honestly, what really comes down to it is, yes, you have to have your corners all strong, but where the driver is where most of the weight is centered. And that's why bracing is so important. People will swear till they're dead, double baffle, double baffle, double baffle, double baffle. And it's like, okay, yeah, but if you don't have any bracing, that baffle, that double baffle, it's still gonna flex. You need to have a brace going from the top of that driver to the bottom in the orientation of the enclosure, you know, around it, because that's how the motor's moving. It's going back and forth, and you need to have something to stop that from that baffle going back and forth, and that's what a dowel rod bracing will do. Now, can you go single baffle with every build? Nah, I wouldn't, especially if you have it, you know, mounted sideways and you got a lot of weight. You need something for the screw or whatever you're using to bite into. You'll have more bite force, so it actually help keep that sub stationary. That can happen where, you know, the driver has so much force and maybe you don't have enough bracing, and what happens is that sub is just going back and forth, and next thing you know, it's just stripping out that wood, and then you're wondering why your speakers flop to the side halfway out the box. And that's why. If you had proper bracing and maybe not even a double baffle, but just proper bracing, it probably wouldn't happen. But double baffles are nice just so you have more grip and just more room for error, in my opinion. If you could double baffle your entire box, do it. Because your box will resonate and there are going to be some slight variations and vibrations just because there's no bracing from side to side, but there is from top to bottom, and you can hear hollow points. You know, I kind of miss building enclosures. I used to do them all the time. I was just getting sick of them because it just, you know, dusty, destroying my garage. I don't have the proper equipment. Now I do, and I just don't have the time to do it. But I was just getting better and better every time, and I didn't really have anyone teaching me. But, you know, it's cool. And eventually I just had, you know, good friends show me a few things, and I just went from that and then did my own thing, and it's cool. But it's just, you know, a strong box cannot be stressed enough. It really can't. It really, really can't. And your enclosure is what's going to make it sound good. So, I don't know, man. Is it worth it? If you don't mind the time it takes to do it, then do it. Then do it. It's worth it. It's not going to make it worse. I don't think so. But do you need to? I don't think so. I think it's overkill. But with what we do, overkill is a good thing sometimes because you don't want to have to go back, tear something apart. I had to do that with my box twice. First time, I forgot to put the damn brace in the middle. I got so excited. I threw the Solo X in there, the port in there, shag on it, just threw it in. I didn't even put the brace in top to bottom. I had them cut out just sitting there. I forgot to put it in the darn box, and I'm driving down the road and I just hear this fluff, 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 fluff. I'm like, what is that noise? It just sounds terrible. And yeah, the whole baffle just pulled right out. Double baffled, let me tell you. 4 feet long, double baffled, should be triple baffled really, for how long it is. That's why I got 4x4 dowel rods in there now. It's intense. But I got it fixed now. That's all that matters, man. Strong box, make it happen, man. Let me scroll up here, but thank you for tuning in. Steve the Canadian, thank you for tuning in. I didn't want to mess that up. I've only heard one Solo X play before, but it was a beast. You know, I never heard a Solo X of this generation of a 10 or a 12, and I finally heard a 12 2 nights ago, and it was in a small box, 3.5 cubes with a 6-inch port tuned to like 31. Port area is way too small. That sub requires 3 to 6 cubes, and it sounded good. You know, you wanted more out of it, you could, but the box needed to be bigger and the port needed to be a little bit bigger, or just the port. Then you have a higher tuning. But, you know, it was just cool to hear one that wasn't an 18, you know, and to hear a 10, I think that'd be so cute, you know. That's why I want the L7X10s, because to do more with less, I know it's a driver that has like 2 inches of excursion or whatever, but it's so tight, it's so tiny and beefy, you know. It's just like, that's awesome. I think that's a cool feature to have in your car. You know, it's cool to have that big sub, but when you pull up to the show or whatever and you're knocking down the block, and people are like, "Oh man, what you got back there? 215s?" No, I got 210s. And they're like, "What?" You know, because the average person is just like, you know, they're running a prefab or they're running a sealed box on like 600-800 watts, and you're coming down the street with 3K clamped and a custom ported enclosure doing a 50. You know, they're like, what is that? What is that? And I can't wait, man. But, you know, to hear the old ones, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. This has been a good stream. I still have no idea what I'm going to talk about on Tuesday. I know Deviant left an idea in Discord, but I still haven't even looked at it, but I seen it. But I don't know what I'm going to do. 4 SCAR SDR18s will want 17 cube box to sound correctly. Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, SCAR or some other brands, they'll be like, oh yeah, run like how you said, 4.5 cubes. And they don't give you no ranges. Or it's just, you know, right. But that might be optimal, you know. And I feel like with an 18, that caliber, yeah, 4.5 cubes, 5 cubes. You can go 6, but then you're going to have a lot of low end extension, and it's just going to be, you know, I don't know. It would probably be more efficient. Your tuning would probably have to be lower to keep the port area to what it needs to be. But, you know, it's just, it's a thing. Dave! I didn't even see this. Thank you, Dave. I'm not a gamer. You know? Hey, thank you, bud. I tried to be a gamer. I'm not getting into it. I tried to be a gamer. I ain't no gamer neither, man. It's okay. It's okay. I can't. Kanga Base. He's back. Awesome. Well, if you guys got any last comments or questions, let me know. Okay, this is the Scar guy. The 4 channels will be on mids and highs, left, right. 2 6.5, 2 super tweeters in each. The 4 Jensen. 1 amp per sub. Okay. So you got 600 RMS. 600 RMS. And I think those were dual force. Dual force? Dual 2. So they're dual 2s. Do you have them 1 ohm or 4 ohms? Because I don't know if that amp's 1 ohm stable. It might be. That might be the one that's 1 ohm stable. But either way, hopefully you're getting like 600 RMS. That's kind of the perfect setup where, you know, if you got it, like Jeff said, in a 4.5 cube box, it's gonna be all it really needs. You can put more and it's gonna get louder. And then just like anything, you're gonna run into that. How long can I play it like this for? Just because, you know, you run into thermal capabilities of what it can do, how fast it can dissipate the heat for what you're giving it. And if your electrical can keep up, if your electrical can't keep up, guess what? Your amp starts clipping earlier, starts producing wasted heat earlier, and you're not getting more performance, you're just getting more clip. And it's unfortunate. And what's crazy is you upgrade your electrical and everyone's like, man, my system sounds so much louder, I can go full tilt now, and I'm okay, and it's less stinky, and that's why. Just because you're giving it clean power, and you're not clipping. Because when you're clipping, now there's no rule of thumb, or how much heat am I dissipating more because I'm clipping on this amp versus this, or how much of this. But in my opinion, you know, if you're clipping, and you're hard clipping, and it's almost like you're setting it double the power, but you're not gaining anything from it. The woofer is not moving any further than it normally would because it's hitting that point. You know, clipping is that squaring off. You know, the sub isn't going any further up or down. It's not creating any more power. There's no more sine wave to go up or down. And that's how a woofer goes up and down and makes the sound, goes back and forth, up and down, whatever. You know, so it's just, your electrical is key. But with that setup, 600 RMS each sub, I don't know the box, but I'm going to give a guess. You're clamping 2400 watts. You're clamping 1200, 2400 RMS. Probably clamping 1200 to 1800, depending how efficient your enclosure is. SUV, that's that XLT Ford Excursion. I mean, honestly, you should be able to be up to 46, 47 range all day. Depending your electrical, but, you know, 418s, it's a lot of air moving, and how it's tuned, there's a lot of variables. It could be a window from 42 to 49, depending how that box is with the amount of power that you got. Could be more too, and it could be less. But honestly, 45 all day. All day. Holy crap. You guys got to stop this. You guys got to stop this. Dave, there's a thunderstorm battle going on here. Thank you, Dave. 31 watching. Smash the like. Thank you so much, Dave. Speaking of which, let's see how many. Okay, so that's still the same. Oh, we went up 1 subscriber since I went live. We got 2,995 subscribers. So if you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe. Please. We're almost at that 3K. And you know what happens, but Deviant's not here, so I guess we can talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. So, you know, it's just, man, it's awesome. But, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go back, and can I see the likes on the video? You know what? I don't think I can because I'm streaming. That's dumb, but that's okay. Anyway, back to the show. Thank you so much, Dave. Almost there to 3K. You know, it's been crazy, man. You know, like, the first year I got 1,000 subscribers. Now we're a little bit over the second year mark, and we're almost at 3K. And it's crazy, man. It really is. Got Face Kicker here. Yo, what's up, Face Kicker? Thanks for tuning in, man. I have an ear of a cup with a string attached to my ear. I hear my own thoughts. You know what? It's okay. If you talk to yourself, it's okay. But if you start answering yourself, that's when things... Nah, you're still not crazy. What do you mean? You're still not crazy. Well, I don't know. Anyway. Baba, thank you so much for a $20 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Just because. Baba, slow down. You slow down, because then you're going to get everyone else. See? Look at this. Here we go. This is what I was talking about. Gotta slow down. This is the thunderstorm rolling. This is bad. It is raining. David Koslick, $50 super chat. Baba would do this. Nothing but love. 14.4. You know, I love and I hate drama. And, you know, as long as we can keep everyone together at the end of the day, by the time we're all old, I say we win, you know? And absolutely, Dave, appreciate you, man. Nothing but love. Baba, yes. Yes, I would. The $50 super chat. Oh my, okay, listen, we gotta end the stream now. You guys are getting, too many Twisted Teas. Speaking of Twisted Teas, there was a box of Twisted Teas at the show when the guy was showing me his system that was clipping, you know? And he's like, oh, sorry, I got teas here. I'm like, oh, that's good, man. It's Twisted Tea, man. That's the best tea. That's the best kind. Oh, man, thank you so much, Bubba. Appreciate both you guys. You and Dave both, man. You guys are nuts. You guys are insane. Don't make me... This happens. This happens, and then you break Andy, and then he's not streaming for a whole month, and he gets the flu 22. Literally. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that you're hanging out, and you guys are here all the time, man. You know, it's great. And what's cool is we had a lot of new people in here tonight, and I actually got some questions answered, and I actually got to talk about a lot of things, which was good. And, you know, sometimes these shows get a little stale, and tonight I felt a little bit of spice. And I feel like it's just getting back into the swing of things, you know? Starting that old car. In the beginning, it's a little rough, and then after a while, she starts purring like a kitten. You can hear every cylinder firing right, man. And once you get there, you're good. Just don't ever shut it off. We're starting in the wintertime, you know? Very close, Dub. Very, very close. I got the live counter. We're still at 29.95, but it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it goes up and down. It's weird. I'll get like 2 or 3 a day, and then it goes down 1, and I'm like, huh. And I get like 3 more. I'm like, You know, it'll drive you insane. I try not to look at it. Because then when you look at it, then you say, would you look at that? You just gotta look at it. It's bad. It's real bad. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Oh, this song is too darn loud. Too loud. It's clipping. Stacy Wright, thank you for tuning in, bro. Appreciate that you are here tonight. Dude, they are, man. They are. You guys are such a great group. Thanks for the inspiration. You know, if you guys want to hang out and have a good time, meet some cool people in the chat, you know, and learn a thing or two, you know, and just have a relaxed time with no pressure of being weird. I know there's a lot of people that watch my shows, and I see them in public sometimes too. And they're like, I was watching your show, but I don't comment. I don't want you to know I'm watching. I'm like, I can't tell if you're here, you know, unless you comment. And I feel like a lot of people are afraid to comment. And it's just like, go ahead, just comment. No one's gonna, you know, no one's gonna be mad at you. We don't bite here. We don't bite here. And if they do, you know, usually Baba, Dave, you know, Coronat, one of them, they just, you know, a Fuego. You don't want to mess with a Fuego. And they start going crazy. You know what I mean? We don't take that stuff around here. Coronat, appreciate you all. Peace and love. 14.4 super chat. Doesn't get better than that. Thank you, Coronat. Appreciate you. And absolutely, man, you know, peace and love, and just, you know, everyone getting along, because we are here. We're the guys that are weird. You know, I felt like not weird, but alone, you know, I like speakers. I like to watch them move. You know, we're those kind of weird people. Yet we are here together talking about car audio on a live stream with people all across the world. And, you know, it's just, it's moments like these where you just kind of reflect on it and you feel appreciative for things, you know, because at one time things weren't always like this, you know, we're all on our own, you know, and here we are, more than just our, you know, one or two friends down the road knowing what we do, and we all get to do our things and show our skill and, you know, talk, have questions and try to answer and help each other, you know, and that's the best part about it. You know, it's crazy, man. It really is. And I don't know. I'm getting lost, but you get what I'm saying. You know, I don't know. Thank you so much, Cornut. Thank you so much, buddy. See, thank you, Kiba. We're definitely weird, but I would trade you guys for the world. Absolutely, man. You know? I hope he said I wouldn't trade you, and I'm gonna guess that's okay. Yeah, that's a typo. Okay, that's what I thought too. All right, guys. Hey, it's been awesome, and I will see you guys Tuesday on the Kicking It with Andy show. And shoot, I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but I'll let you guys know ahead of time. And if not, tune in then. And oh, Dub Team, thank you, buddy. $2 super chat from Australia. Life is going back to ask questions soon. Shush. Gotcha, man. Hey, I'll catch everybody on the caboose. See you next time. Stay living life. Sound like a bass song.
Question about subs.
Got you.
I don't want to interrupt the
No, you're good. Rain. They all made it rain. And Bubba, no, that is not the new location yet. That is not the new location. That was just a car show kind of thing going on. And, oh, we got a YouTube notification now live on your channel. Really? I'm already really, oh my goodness. How do you turn these I don't want to turn these notifications off because then super chats ain't gonna work no more. Deviant with a 14.4 volt super chat. Sorry, I missed the stream, y'all. He came in here sniping. Andy Rolls, Bubba and Stu are real friends and calm me down. We're always there for you, man. I only bring us together outside of YouTube streams. 14.4 Talk is family. Love y'all. Absolutely, man. Thank you, Deviant. Bob is coming in saying, you know, I'm taking the caboose. Yup, you know it. LOL. All right, guys, I will see. Oh, we got a caboose from Cornut, and then Dave says maybe, and that is it. That is it. That's the caboose. I will see you